Well, happy 4th of July. I hope you guys are having a great day. We just got some rain. We've been needing rain. We may get some more rain. We need more rain. But I'm going to do a quick garden update. I hope you've seen the hydroxychloroquine news. There's a study, I think from Detroit, the Ford Institute or something like that. You have like 50% more chance of survival if you're taking hydroxychloroquine. And then there's a study from Brazil that they've reported from, it's like 1.3 million hospital people. I don't know, but anyway, it's a Brazil study showing that early taking of hydroxychloroquine is really helping them big time, of the people that took it. I guess there's a lot of politics around that whole thing, but people that have taken it early, right away, they're living. So you need to be aware of that. Make sure you take the hydroxychloroquine with the zinc and the antibiotics. Okay, here we go. It's been hot this week, but look at this. I took some of the slips from the sweet potato, and boom, look at these roots. So these guys are ready to be planted out. There's at least, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 4 or 5 slips in there. And it looks like, I think they said the slips need to be 6 inches. Now, if I have slips with the roots on them already, then I guess they could be shorter than 6 inches. Or either I could just plant the whole potato, because look at those roots. And I've seen, the other 2 sweet potatoes I planted, I planted the whole half potato. So this one, maybe I'll take 1 slip. What they do is when they're 6 inches long, and that's about 4 inches, they'll break it off and put it in water so the roots come on. And once you get some roots showing, you plant them out. And these guys have a lot of roots showing. So these guys are definitely ready to be planted out. So I'm going to put some of these, I think, in pots. Anyway, I wanted to show you the sweet potato progression, in case you're interested. I think one person would be. And this is what things outside are looking. We've got some, that's lavender. I'm not sure if it's going to flower much this year. And then, of course, this is thyme. And thyme with a marigold and some weeds in it. Now, you might notice there's a few less weeds. I did spend a lot of time this week, actually, 5-gallon buckets at a time weeding. And what a harvest of weeds. And you can see I didn't even clean out the peas yet. At least not all of them. These I didn't, others I did. But look at this. So here's some of the weeds I haven't removed yet. But look at that. Now, I've been kind of waiting to come out to pick things. I wanted to do a video first, but look. There's at least 1, 2, at least a couple of tomatoes ripe in there. Now, this week I also took string. You see this piece of string right here? I just tried to tie things back a bit to the frames that I have in the ground. So now we can walk through here a little bit easier. And a lot less weeds, even though there's still plenty of weeds. And let's see if there's, and look how tall the corn is. Now, I had my nephew come over with his 2 girls, and they wanted to use my spray thing. I guess the girls saw it or something. And then when I started looking, then I realized I had tons of beetles. Look how they have attacked. So at least 4 days I've been out here spraying. And I didn't do it today, actually. I ran around. But I should have sprayed today. Now it may be too late, after the rain. But tomorrow I'll be spraying again. All I do is I take soapy water and add it to a gallon, like 3 ounces to a gallon. And there we go. And that kills insects. You see that guy? That's what I've been killing. Hundreds of them. And this one, since he's here in my hand, I'll just squish him, I guess. But that there's just one is fantastic. I mean, they've been dogpiling. These beetles would be so heavy, there'd be like 5 on top of each other, or 10. I mean, they're just all over each other. So a bit scary. I mean, if they're reproducing and stuff, I'm gonna. But anyway, I killed them. I killed lots of them, and I'll try and kill them some more. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, okra. You see the okra? There's some okra. Look how tall it is. It's about 2.5 feet there, or at least 2 feet. And I don't think I mentioned this okra on this side. Look at that. See, if you notice the last video, this has become a lot taller. Look at the height of the okra compared to the corn. It's catching up with the corn. It'll be interesting when the okra gets as tall as the corn and outgrows it. That'll be an interesting update, because it'll happen. It may take a few weeks. Lettuce, you can see how I've been picking the lettuce on the stalk, and the wind had blown this over a week ago, and you can see how it's going to seed out here. You see that? Now, I've had some volunteered lettuce from seeds this year, so I'm kind of making sure these seeds fall in my garden. I'm going to probably pick some of them too. You see that one? That was a volunteer lettuce. There used to be like 3 or 4 of them here. This is the last one in this row. And I do come out and pick some of the leaves. And I've been spraying these pole beans like crazy. Here, you can see how the weeds are a lot less. You see that? Those beetles have been coming for my pole beans. But they're not so bad yet. I mean, there's some holes in the leaves up top, but I'm trying to keep an eye on them. That mint's doing good. This was a small plant that I purchased. Look, now it's become quite spread out. So it's, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times the bulk in just a few weeks. And it's peppermint. So I'm happy about that. And that's my spearmint plant, which kind of died back on me, and then I plotted it up. And now it's coming back again. But that's, my nephew gave me that plant. I'm not sure what this is, but it seems like a mint plant that smells kind of like lime. So if you guys know what that is, what kind of mint that is, I'm supposed to look it up. Yeah, it's a beautiful smell to it. Catnip. So I think in here I may clear it out and build my little greenhouse in here. Just a little one. You know, maybe 7 by 10. Can you see those cucumbers? Look at that. Can you see them? Right there. And there's one over there. Can you see them? So I like that. And then that cucumber vine is finally climbing. And, oh, I need to help this guy go upward. Watermelon. So I need to come through here and just, you know, train them a little bit. So I've got some, we'll see, that'll be a nice watermelon, Lord willing. Look at these. That's the 2 sweet potatoes I planted out. And these are half sweet potatoes. Now again, I've been battling beetles like crazy. this week. Look at that. Looks like I got a squash there. But I also found in here a whole bunch of different, like squash bug eggs and things. I'm not sure what all the eggs were. Aphids or whatever you call them, but on the bottom of the leaves and even on the top of the leaves there'd be a little triangle patch of, it looked kind of like dirt. If you looked real close, they were eggs. So I came out here and I was spraying. Oh, see that right there? That's a terrible little, these are insects. These are not things I want. I just scratch them off, kind of, and I should come back out with soapy water and spray that. But I've been finding these. Oh, look at that. You see that? All those baby squash bugs. There's about 20 there. So I'll come right back in a second with the... So that's what I'm battling. If I don't hit them right away, these little baby squash bugs will become bigger and then they'll start to multiply. And I've already got a battle on my hands. I'm going to have even a huger battle. And like I said, I've been waiting to pick. So you see those cherry tomatoes there? I wanted you to see them before I picked them. I see. And you can see the battle. You see how that butternut squash right there is being attacked so badly? That's due to, this is actually squash bugs down here. And up there, the battle was beetles. So a two-prong attack. And this one, squash bugs again. So I may, a lot of times when they really start coming on, it becomes quite the war. So Lord help me. We'll see how much longer I have squash plants. But anyway. Now the good news is that these Asian melons, I guess they're called Asian melons. Look at that. One there. Whoa, no, three there. Three there. Can you see that one? You see how the it's turning yellow and then you're getting those gray stripes, so kind of silverish, and that's where they get the name, I guess. It's called early Silver Line Melon. And then of course you see the cucumber right next to it. Look at that. So it'll be fun to taste those. They say they taste kind of like pears. So I've been leaving the cucumbers a few days. I meant to do this video kind of yesterday, but look how big he is. So these guys need to get picked. And remember the gallons of, 40-gallon of weeds. I've taken them, and I'm just placing them right here to kind of knock down other weeds. You see, I'm doing a border. I just bring out my weeds and set them here, so that when the melons, if they spread out, you see, all underneath all of these melons, I put down weeds. And so over there, where the squash is, I think I'll do the same. So, oh, did we miss all these squash? Look at that. Underneath that big leaf. Look at that, two. So that's kind of what's happening. Getting a few tomatoes, not many. Getting a number of squash, both in the front and the backyard. And I have lots of cucumbers. I could even pickle cucumbers now. Yeah, I could pickle, and I've got enough to pickle at least a few jars if I got into it. So we'll see. Maybe I will. That's a huge one. Now this one kind of too big to pickle, unless you cut it up into pieces, and then you can pickle it. So here we are in the backyard. Now, this tomato bush, I think I picked like 3 or 4 orange tomatoes off of it this week. So I'm really happy with it. Now I wanted to point out how this okra is growing. Look at that. Look how tall it is. It's quite a bit taller than last week. These guys are all struggling, it looks like. But we do have one line, let's see, early Silver Line Melon. And what that means, I looked it up online. This is going to be yellow, 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 and then there'll be lines that will be like gray or silverish. So it's silver line. So we'll know when evidently when it gets real ripe, it'll basically fall off the vine, is what one guy said. So we'll see. If I come out here and find a melon loose, I'll know. So these guys aren't doing so well, actually. But these sets are doing better. But something's attacking. I've been attacking. I've had some yellow bugs with polka dot beetles, and then I've had other beetles. You can see they've been attacking these vines. I did spray some soapy water on them, but it looks like I need to come back out and do it again. So look at that. But some of the vines are making it are pretty good. But I've got to keep an eye on that. There's a nice cucumber there. Cucumber over there. So I need to pick those. And I have picked some of these. There's one cucumber right there, but it looks like he's pretty small. So I don't actually see any. Oh, there's one melon. There is a melon right there. Can you see him? And then there's that little melon. So there's two melons I can see here. Okay, we're on the Hobbit garden in the very, very back. This is July 4th. You might hear some booms in the background. Look, I've got a few yellow squash here. This butternut squash, look at that. He's doing fantastic, really climbing. Then I've got a zucchini and a pumpkin over there. We just got a little bit of rain. You can see the ground, how damp it is. So we'll see if these few cantaloupe and basil and peppers and a tomato, we'll see if these guys make it. I'm not watering this. I'm letting God water this garden back here. So we'll see how that, well, maybe I'm watering a little bit. I did come out and try and give some nitrogen to these corn. You see how they're looking kind of yellow, at least not as yellow. Last week they were more yellow. So it looks like the nitrogen did a little bit. Of course, this squash, it has a lot of yellow. I need to give, it needs nitrogen. It probably is more that it's being attacked by squash bugs here. I hate to open this one underneath. But this is obvious that it's being attacked by something. And I haven't been, like I say, I haven't really been helping these guys like I should. So this is what it's looking like. Oh, I wanted to show you those squash. There's one there. You see that one? Little one coming on. And then, was it this one? That's a zucchini. Not big, but at least it's something. Over there, there's three. Can you see them over there? And then over there were two. You see them? And look, that's a nice butternut squash there on the fence. So, I'd like to see that. Now, butternut squash takes like 110 days to grow. So it's going to be, a couple of months before they are ready. Now, I have a number of different spray containers. Here's two of them. But this one, I want to note is that this one screws onto the outside. And then this screws into the middle. Of the two of them, this one is much better. This one will hold the seal and will pressurize much faster and better than this one. So if you go to buy a spray container, get this design. And a gallon is 7.5 pounds. So that's plenty. So I keep one in the backyard and one in the front yard. And what you do is you just get you some dish soap. Now this is 3 ounces. And I keep refilling these little ones because that's a good size for measuring. And I put one of these in a gallon of water, and that's it. Now, if you add vinegar into your water, you're going to kill the plant. So if you're trying to kill weeds, not in the garden, weeds somewhere else, then add vinegar, and the vinegar will kill the weeds. The high acid. So just be aware of that. I tried it in the garden once. I heard somebody talking about vinegar and soap. Well, I started killing my plants. So you don't need to make that mistake. But anyway, at least 3 ounces. You can add more. And a gallon of water. And that'll kill insects. I think it'll even kill like moths. Spiders, ants, all kinds of things. Just soapy water. And that's how come often I'll catch my dishwater soap, especially when it's really hot and it's not rained for a while. I'll keep that water and then I'll put that out by the plants for the water, but also for the soap in the water, because it will kill insects. It'll kill those. I hope it kills the worms also. The worms that bore in, the boreworms and stuff. Okay, that's plenty. Well, I hope you're having a great 4th of July. God bless you and keep you. Love y'all. Bye-bye now.